Welcome to our channel Rare Coins Collections. Today's exciting deep dive into one of the most fascinating and valuable coins in the world of numismatics, the United States of America 1-cent Lincoln penny from 1953. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a casual observer, this iconic penny has something special about it that could make it a real gem in your collection. Let's explore why this seemingly ordinary coin has a spot in the spotlight and how you can spot one yourself. The Lincoln penny, with its distinct design featuring Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, has been a staple in American currency since 1909. However, what sets the 1953 penny apart from its counterparts is the historical and rare qualities that make it a valuable find for collectors and investors alike. First, let's take a close look at the key features of the 1953 Lincoln penny. It was minted in Philadelphia, and like many pennies produced in this era, it's made of 95% copper and 5% zinc. The 1953 penny, like most others in the series, has a diameter of 19 mm and a weight of 3.11 grams. But what makes this coin stand out is what it can tell us about the errors that occurred during its production. Speaking of errors, let's discuss one of the most crucial aspects of why some 1953 pennies are far more valuable than others. Some pennies minted in this year exhibit minting flaws such as double dies or misaligned dies. These are subtle mistakes that can significantly increase a coin's value. The double die error, for example, happens when a coin is struck more than once, creating a doubled image, especially noticeable on Lincoln's image or the date itself. For those of you wondering what to look for when hunting for these valuable pennies, here's the key: examine the date and the details on Lincoln's portrait. If you notice any doubling on the date, it's a signal that you might be holding on to something very special. The most sought-after varieties of the 1953 Lincoln penny are those with a noticeable doubling effect, which could make it worth far more than just its face value of 1 cent. Now, why exactly is the 1953 Lincoln penny valuable? Well, there are a few factors that contribute to its worth. First, there's the historical significance. This coin was produced in a specific era of American currency and is a reminder of a post-World War II America. But the real reason for its value lies in its rarity, especially in mint condition or with those elusive error types. Coins that exhibit these types of minting defects are rare, and as a result, they're highly sought after by collectors who are willing to pay top dollar to complete their collections. It's important to note that the value of a 1953 penny can vary depending on its condition and whether it has any minting errors. A well-preserved coin in good condition could fetch more than a typical 1953 penny, and one with an error could be worth a small fortune. If you've got a 1953 penny in your collection or you're out searching for one, there are a few tips to help you spot a valuable coin. Start by examining the surface for any signs of doubling or misalignment. This can often be seen in the numbers and letters, particularly the 1953 date. If the coin has any visible imperfections, such as scratches or discoloration, it's important to note that the value may decrease. On the other hand, a pristine coin with minimal wear and those rare errors could fetch thousands of dollars. Let's also talk about the significance of condition. Pennies that are graded as mint state or MS are the most valuable. These coins have minimal signs of wear, with all the fine details of the design clearly visible. The higher the grade, the higher the price. A coin in good or fair condition will naturally be worth much less, but even in these conditions, the right errors can boost its value. Now, let's get to the part you've been waiting for. The big question is, just how much could a 1953 Lincoln penny be worth? Well, depending on the error and the condition, the price can range from $3,200 to $35,000 or more. That's right, one of these pennies could be worth thousands of dollars, a massive return on a coin that initially only cost 1 cent. To wrap things up, I want to ask you all, do you think you've got a rare 1953 penny tucked away in your collection, or are you going to go hunting for one now? Maybe you're already on the lookout for those elusive minting errors. Drop a comment below with your thoughts, whether you've spotted a treasure or just enjoy learning about the fascinating world of coin collecting. Today, we're going to dive into a coin that's hidden in plain sight but has the potential to be a serious treasure. We're talking about the United States 1-cent Lincoln penny from 1954. It may seem like just another penny in your pocket, but trust me, this little coin could be worth far more than its face value. Let's break down the key features, the errors to look for, why it's valuable, and how you can spot a rare one. If you're into coin collecting or just enjoy learning about these incredible finds, this video is for you. First, let's start with the key features of the 1954 Lincoln penny. This coin, like all Lincoln pennies minted after 1909, features the image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner. On the reverse, you'll find the classic image of the Lincoln Memorial, which was introduced in 1959 and remained the design until 2008. The 1954 penny is made of 95% copper and 5% zinc, with a diameter of 19 mm and a weight of 3.11 grams. But what makes this penny special is not just the design, it's the hidden factors that can make it valuable for collectors. Now, let's talk about errors, because when it comes to rare and valuable coins, mistakes during the minting process are a huge factor. Some 1954 pennies have certain minting flaws, and these can dramatically increase the coin's value. The most common error that collectors look for in the 1954 Lincoln penny is the double die variety. A double die error occurs when the coin is struck more than once, resulting in a slight, doubling effect on the date or other elements of the design. This error is particularly noticeable on the date of the coin. If you look closely, you might see a faint second outline of the numbers, 1954. Similarly, look for any doubling on the portrait of Lincoln himself or on the lettering around the coin. These subtle imperfections can mean that the penny you're holding is worth much more than a single cent. Besides the double die errors, another common flaw in the 1954 penny could be a misalignment or off-center strike, which happens when the coin isn't perfectly aligned when it's pressed by the minting machine. While these types of errors are less common, they can make a coin stand out and fetch a premium price from collectors who appreciate these unique characteristics. So, why is the 1954 Lincoln penny so valuable? Well, it all comes down to rarity, demand, and those subtle minting mistakes. While most 1954 pennies are fairly common, coins that have minting errors, especially double dies, are much rarer and are highly sought after by numismatists and collectors. The unique mistakes in the production process create a sense of rarity, and rarity always equals value in the coin world. Collectors are always on the lookout for those elusive errors, and when they find one, they're willing to pay top dollar to add it to their collection. But it's not just the errors that make this penny valuable. The condition of the coin is another critical factor. Coins that have been well preserved, without significant wear or damage, are worth much more than those that are heavily circulated. A coin that's graded as mint state, or MS, is considered to be in nearly perfect condition, and it's worth far more than a penny that's been battered by years of handling. So, if you come across a 1954 penny that's in pristine condition, especially with an error, you could be holding on to a small fortune. If you're wondering how to spot a valuable 1954 Lincoln penny, here are some tips to help you on your hunt. Start by examining the coin carefully. Look closely at the date. Any signs of doubling on the numbers could indicate a double die error. The best way to identify this error is by using magnification, like a loupe or a magnifying glass, so you can see the fine details clearly. Don't forget to check Lincoln's portrait for any additional signs of doubling or misalignment. The more subtle the error, the more valuable the coin could be. Also, inspect the coin for any off-center strikes or other unusual features that could make it unique. If you spot any of these signs, you might just have a rare gem on your hands. Now, we know you've been waiting for the big question. Just how much is a 1954 Lincoln penny worth? Depending on the condition of the coin and whether it has any errors, the value can range from $3,200 to $38,000 or more. That's right, this humble little penny could be worth thousands of dollars if it's in excellent condition or has the right error, like a double die or misalignment. It's one of those cases where a simple penny, when found with the right characteristics, can turn into a serious investment. So, what do you think? Do you have a 1954 Lincoln penny that could be worth a small fortune, Or are you going to start looking a little closer at the pennies in your spare change jar? Maybe you've already got your eye on one that you think could be the real deal. Drop a comment below and let us know what you think. Have you ever found a rare coin in your collection, or is this your first time learning about the potential of the 1954 Lincoln penny? Today's exciting video where we're going to take a closer look at one of the most interesting and potentially valuable coins in American history, the 1945 Lincoln cent. At first glance, this may seem like just another penny, but trust me, there's a lot more to this coin than meets the eye. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a casual coin enthusiast, this video will give you the lowdown on why the 1945 Lincoln penny is so valuable, what to look for, and how to spot one of these rare coins that could be worth a fortune. First, let's talk about the key features of the 1945 Lincoln penny. Minted during the final year of World War II, this coin has a deep historical significance. The Lincoln penny, designed by Victor David Brenner, has remained mostly unchanged since its introduction in 1909. On the obverse, you'll find Abraham Lincoln's portrait, and on the reverse, the classic E pluribus unum shield and 1 cent lettering. But unlike some other years, the 1945 penny is made of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, which was typical for pennies minted during this period. The 1945 penny is often easy to identify, but it's the variations within the mintage that make this coin stand out. Unlike other years, this particular penny was minted during the war, which makes it a piece of American history. Coins from wartime are always a bit more interesting to collectors, and there are a couple of things that can make the 1945 Lincoln penny worth even more than its face value of 1 cent. Now, let's move on to the most important part of any collector's journey: errors. When it comes to coins, mistakes made during the minting process can lead to valuable treasures, and the 1945 penny is no exception. One of the most sought-after errors in this coin is the double die variety, which occurs when a coin is struck more than once, leaving a faint second outline of the design. The most common place to see this error is on the date and the inscription on the reverse side of the coin. If you closely examine the date, 1945, you may notice some signs of doubling or blurring. These subtle mistakes make the coin much rarer and, therefore, more valuable. In addition to double die errors, some 1945 pennies also exhibit die cracks or off-center strikes. A die crack happens when the die used to strike the coin develops a crack, which then gets transferred to the coins it strikes. These cracks can appear on various parts of the coin and add another layer of uniqueness. Off-center strikes, which occur when the coin is not perfectly aligned during the minting process, can also make your 1945 penny worth a little more. Why is the 1945 Lincoln penny valuable? The combination of historical significance, rarity, and error varieties all play a role in driving up its value. First, the coin was minted during a pivotal time in history, just at the end of World War II. This connection to such a momentous period in American history gives the penny a sense of nostalgia, which makes it more desirable to collectors. Additionally, the rarity of error coins, like the double die or off-center strikes, adds another layer of value. The rarer the coin, the more it's worth, especially for those collectors looking to complete their sets with unique and hard-to-find specimens. But here's the important part: how can you spot a valuable 1945 Lincoln penny? It starts with a close examination. Start by looking closely at the date, especially if you see any signs of doubling. You'll notice that the number 1945 may have a slight shadow or a second set of digits next to the original ones. If you're able to see any doubling, you've probably got a coin that's worth significantly more than just 1 cent. Next, inspect the rest of the coin for any additional errors, such as die cracks or off-center strikes. These might be harder to spot, but they can add to the coin's uniqueness and value. Another thing to consider is the overall condition of the coin. Like any collectible, the value of the 1945 penny increases with its condition. Coins in mint or near mint condition, those that show minimal signs of wear and tear, are the most valuable. If you come across a 1945 Lincoln penny that's well preserved and shows little to no wear, it could be worth a lot more than its face value. A coin that has retained its details and shine is much more desirable to collectors and can fetch a higher price. Now, you may be wondering, how much is a 1945 Lincoln penny worth? Well, the price can vary depending on the condition and whether it has any errors. A typical 1945 penny without any errors or mint flaws is worth just a little above its face value, but when you start talking about those rare double-die varieties or coins in mint condition, the value skyrockets. You can expect these pennies to range anywhere from $3,200 to $36,000 or more. That's right, this small, seemingly ordinary coin could be worth thousands, or even tens of thousands, of dollars if it has the right characteristics. So, here's a question for all of you watching: do you think you've come across a 1945 Lincoln penny with an error or in great condition? Maybe you've been holding onto a coin without realizing it could be worth a lot more than 1 cent. Or perhaps you're on the lookout for one now that you know what to look for. Drop a comment below and let us know what you think. Have you ever found a rare coin like this, or are you just beginning your journey into the world of numismatics? We'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences, so make sure to share them with us. Today, we're going to talk about one of the most intriguing and valuable pennies in American history, the United States 1-cent Lincoln penny from 1949. At first glance, it might just seem like another common penny, but trust me, this small piece of copper and zinc could hold a treasure trove of value if you know what to look for. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just starting to discover the world of rare coins, this video is for you. Let's start by taking a closer look at the key features of the 1949 Lincoln penny. The coin was minted during a time of post-World War II recovery in the United States, making it a significant piece of history. On the obverse, you'll find the iconic portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. On the reverse, you'll see the classic wheat ears design, a symbol of prosperity and abundance, which was used on Lincoln pennies from 1909 to 1958. The 1949 penny was struck in Philadelphia and is composed of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. With a diameter of 19 millimeters and a weight of 3.11 grams, it's a small but mighty coin. However, it's not the physical characteristics of the 1949 penny that make it so valuable. What makes this coin worth seeking out are the subtle but important details, including rare minting errors and specific conditions that make this penny a prized find among collectors. Now, let's talk about errors, the true goldmine for coin collectors. Minting errors can transform a common coin into a rare and valuable treasure, and the 1949 Lincoln penny is no exception. One of the most important errors to look for in the 1949 penny is the double die variety. This happens when the coin is struck more than once, resulting in a faint doubling effect on certain features of the design. The most noticeable areas for this error are the date and the inscriptions on the coin. So, when you look at the date, 1949, check carefully for any signs of doubling. It should be easy to spot if you're using a magnifying glass or a loupe. Another common error in the 1949 penny is the repunched mint mark. This error occurs when the mint mark on the coin is struck more than once, resulting in a blurry or doubled mint mark. The 1949 penny was produced with a D mint mark for Denver, and if you notice that the D appears blurry, doubled, or out of place, it could increase the coin's value significantly. These errors are highly sought after by collectors who are eager to add rare varieties to their collections. In addition to the double die and repunched mint mark errors, you should also keep an eye out for other potential flaws, such as die cracks or misaligned strikes. Die cracks are often found on older coins and can occur when the die used to strike the coin develops a crack. These cracks are transferred onto the coin during the minting process and can appear in different areas of the design. Misaligned strikes happen when the coin is not properly aligned during minting, causing part of the design to be off-center. While these errors are rarer, they can also make your 1949 penny more valuable. So why is the 1949 Lincoln penny valuable? There are several reasons. First, the 1949 penny holds historical significance as part of a post-war America. Second, coins with minting errors, especially the double die and repunched mint mark varieties, are much rarer than their regular counterparts. And finally, the condition of the coin plays a huge role in determining its value. As with any collectible, coins that are well preserved, with sharp details and minimal wear, are the ones that can fetch the highest prices. If you're wondering how to spot a valuable 1949 penny, it's all about paying attention to the details. Start by carefully inspecting the date, 1949, for any signs of doubling. If you see the faint outline of another date underneath the original one, you might be holding a rare double die penny. Next, check the mint mark on the reverse side of the coin. Look for any blurring or doubling of the D mint mark, which could indicate a repunched mint mark error. You'll also want to inspect the entire coin for any die cracks or signs of misalignment. Use a magnifying glass or a loupe to get a closer look at the coin's features. This can make it easier to spot the subtle errors that can make a huge difference in the coin's value. Now, you're probably wondering how much a 1949 Lincoln penny could be worth. Well, the value of this coin can vary depending on its condition and whether it has any errors. A 1949 penny in good condition might be worth just a little above its face value, but if you have a coin with a minting error or one that's in excellent condition, the value skyrockets. A 1949 Lincoln penny with a noticeable double die or repunched mint mark could be worth anywhere from $3,300 to $40,000 or more, depending on the rarity of the error and the condition of the coin. To put it simply, this small coin could be hiding a big payday. A well-preserved 1949 penny with a rare error could be worth far more than you'd ever expect from a single cent. So, what do you think? Do you have a 1949 Lincoln penny that you think could be a rare find? Or perhaps you're going to start looking through your change a little more carefully from now on? Drop a comment below and let us know. Have you ever discovered a rare coin in your collection, or is this your first time hearing about the value of the 1949 penny? We'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences, so make sure to share them with us. Today, we're diving deep into a coin that might just be hiding in your pocket right now, waiting to be discovered, the 1950 Lincoln penny. It's easy to overlook this little copper coin, but if you take a closer look, you might find that it's not as ordinary as it seems. For collectors and history buffs alike, the 1950 Lincoln penny holds incredible value, but only if you know what to look for. So let's take a closer look at why this penny could be worth a lot more than you think and what makes it stand out in the world of coin collecting. Let's start with the key features of the 1950 Lincoln penny. Just like all Lincoln pennies minted after 1909, the 1950 penny features the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner. On the reverse, you'll find the familiar wheat ears design, a symbol of American agriculture and prosperity. The 1950 penny, made from 95% copper and 5% zinc, weighs 3.11 grams and has a diameter of 19 millimeters, typical for a penny of that era. So, what makes this penny so special? Well, while it's certainly a coin that you might find in circulation, there are a number of reasons why it can be worth much more than just 1 cent. And the first reason starts with the errors. Minting errors are often the key to a coin's value. After all, collectors don't want just any old coin, they want the rare, unique pieces that stand out. And when it comes to the 1950 penny, there are several potential errors that can make it worth a pretty penny. One of the most common errors to look for on the 1950 Lincoln penny is the famous double die variety. A double die error occurs when the coin is struck twice by the same die, causing a slight doubling effect on the design. For the 1950 penny, this error often affects the date and lettering, and it's typically most noticeable on the number 1950. If you look closely at the date, you may see a second, faint outline of the numbers, giving them a doubled appearance. This is a subtle error, but it can make all the difference when it comes to the value of the coin. Another potential error to look for is a repunched mint mark. In 1950, Lincoln pennies were minted at 2 locations, Philadelphia and Denver. The pennies minted at the Denver Mint have a D mint mark. Sometimes, when the mint mark is struck more than once, it causes the mint mark to appear doubled or misaligned. If you look closely at the D on the reverse side of the coin, you might notice that it appears blurry or even doubled. This could indicate that your coin is a repunched mint mark, which makes it a much more valuable find for collectors, and that's not all. Some 1950 pennies have off-center strikes or die cracks, which are also highly desirable to collectors. An off-center strike happens when the coin is not perfectly aligned during minting, causing part of the design to be cut off or displaced. Die cracks occur when the minting die gets a crack in it, and this crack shows up on the coin as a line or imperfection. These imperfections may seem small, but for collectors, they're like finding hidden treasures. So, why exactly is the 1950 Lincoln penny valuable? The value of a coin is determined by several factors: rarity, condition, and the presence of minting errors. While the 1950 penny itself isn't particularly rare, coins with errors, like the double die or repunched mint mark, are much rarer and more sought after. Additionally, the condition of the coin plays a huge role in its value. A penny that's in mint or near mint condition is much more valuable than one that's been worn down over time. As with all collectibles, rarity plays a big role in how valuable a coin can become. The 1950 Lincoln penny, especially with errors, becomes much rarer over time as collectors hold on to them and the number of available coins decreases. The coin's historical significance also adds to its value. Minted in the post-World War II era, it represents a critical time in American history. This combination of rarity, condition, and history is what makes the 1950 penny so desirable to collectors. Now, let's get to the important part: how do you spot a valuable 1950 Lincoln penny? First, start by closely examining the date. Look for any signs of doubling. If you see a second set of digits in the date, that could indicate a double die error. Next, turn the coin over and inspect the mint mark. If you see a blurry or doubled D, that could mean you found a repunched mint mark. And don't forget to check the rest of the coin for any off-center strikes, die cracks, or other minting imperfections that can make the coin more valuable. The condition of the coin is equally important. The higher the grade, the more it's worth. Coins in mint or near mint condition, meaning they have little to no signs of wear, are worth significantly more than coins that have been circulated heavily. To determine the condition of your coin, check for any signs of damage, such as scratches or discoloration, which can lower its value. You're probably wondering, just how much is a 1950 Lincoln penny worth? Well, the value can vary depending on its condition and whether it has any minting errors. A typical 1950 penny without any errors might only be worth a little above face value, but when you start talking about a double die or repunched mint mark, the value can jump significantly. In fact, a 1950 Lincoln penny with the right error or in great condition can be worth anywhere from $3,200 to $39,000. Yes, you heard that right. This small coin could be worth thousands of dollars, depending on its rarity and condition. So, have you checked your coin jar recently to see if you have a hidden treasure on your hands? Perhaps you've been looking through your collection and now have a new appreciation for the 1950 Lincoln penny. Have you ever found a rare coin with an error or something unique? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below and let us know if you've ever stumbled upon a valuable coin, or if you're now inspired to start looking for these rare finds. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more exciting content about rare coins, numismatics, and other hidden treasures. The world of coin collecting is full of surprises, and you never know, the next rare coin you find could be worth far more than you ever expected. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting.